Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Geek Centurions. I'm here with my good pal Daniel, and we're here to talk about the most recent PlayStation announcement. Well, that was yesterday, but by the time of the recording, it's probably like a couple of days ago. Later, there's a lot of stuff that happened with PlayStation. Not only did we get some new big games like God of War but we
Ragnarok.
also Ragnarok, but we also got the biggest news coming out of it. Daniel, what was that big news that made everyone go crazy?
$4.99 and $3.99 for digital.
Oh yeah, we finally got the price tags, and we'll talk about those price tags as we go along. But there's also one more thing, a little bit of trouble in paradise, if you will, in PlayStation Paradise, especially when it comes to the pre-orders. And we have first-hand account because one, I can pretty much confirmed, we both tried to do this, and only one of us succeeded. Daniel.
Yes, so I got lucky yesterday when this all happened. Um, I was pretty much like prepping up, getting ready to pre-order today, but it just happened last night.
Oh, indeed, and we'll get to that. So let's start off with a big PlayStation aspect. Start off with the games that recently were announced. So the first game that come out for PlayStation that really caught our eyes, and I'll say this, it is diverging way from what I'm used to for this series, and I'm a big fan of this series. Final Fantasy 16 was announced, and good lord, not only does it look drop dead gorgeous, but let me ask you this, Daniel: are you getting some sort of like Demon Souls, Dark Souls vibe, Devil May
Uh,
Cry vibe from it?
uh, I actually did get a Devil May Cry vibe, and there is actually a reason for that. I believe they got the combat director from the Devil May Cry to go ahead and
Yes,
work on
I
the
heard of
game.
that. I heard of that too. And when I found that out, I was like, "What? Yes!" I love the combat in Devil May Cry, especially like I wouldn't say five is my favorite one, but in terms of combat, but it's really good combat.
Oh hell yeah!
But yeah, no, that was the big announcement. It's a little more darker, and for me, I like that, but I don't know. I feel like we're going a little too Dark Soulsy there for a minute, but who knows?
I
It
mean,
looks good.
if it's
I'm
going
hoping.
dark, I think I might. I don't think it'll go like dark in the way the Type Zero did, but yeah, it's going in a direction similar to it.
Yeah, but I'm saying more aesthetically, it looks very Demon Souls. For a while there, I thought I was like, this feels very Game of Thronesy, and I don't know how to feel about that. But I trust Square Enix when it comes to Final Fantasy. Rarely do I ever feel disappointed. I mean, I'm probably in the minority, but I did love 15, and I really like the idea that we're going back to a more fantasy based area, especially since the last big Final Fantasy game that came out was the remake, Final Fantasy 7 remake. Still surprised we didn't get the news about part two of that, but I'm good with it. What do you think of the 16?
I believe that's the action RPG combat they've been trying to strive for because
Mhm.
15 uh I
They try
think
to please both.
yeah, it tried to, but like it couldn't strike a nice balance to it. 7, I actually like the combat a lot in 7, but like there's some issues I had with it. For example, you can't really like do air juggles or anything like that. So
Hmm.
that kind of killed it a bit. Still fun though. But 16, I believe might be the Final Fantasy game that will perfect the action RPG combat.
Hmm. I know, I 100% agree. They've been trying really hard. And like I said, I like 15. Combat wise, they got a little janky sometimes, but it took a while for them to get used to it.
Yeah.
7, I haven't gotten my hands on that one yet. Um, but for the most part, it looks a lot fun. But there's still I can see the tweaks in there. I will say it's weird because this one doesn't have a party. It's just you solo.
Like, did they confirm that? Because
Well,
yeah,
from what we've seen.
yeah. From what we've seen so far, looks like almost everything is focused on soloing just one person.
Hmm. And we'll talk about that more. And apparently, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. I have issues with that, but we'll see. But good on them. But the next one was they released more about Spider-Man Miles Morales, which they didn't mention this during the stream, but it is coming out around PS5 release date with a price tag of $50, 70 if you want the Marvel Spider-Man included.
Yep, that's actually a launch title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be looking forward to that game. Looks a lot of fun. Um, it was just gameplay, and the gameplay looked nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Tinker is the villain. But again, it kind of goes back to my question: how long is this game if you're including the Marvel Spider-Man? But again, we'll see. We'll see.
like I'm pretty sure it's just a fair amount.
And that I hope it is. I don't want like, hey, you could have just bought like a 30, $15 expansion or whatever, just to play it. But
I mean,
that's just me.
it can't be as short as like Infamous. I think it was called Festival of Blood. It was like a download spin-off from Infamous, and that game was very short.
Yeah, so long as it's not like that. But I doubt it. Another big announcement. Well, actually, I don't know how to consider this a big announcement, but I will say it intrigued me. Was a Hogwarts Legacy. So basically, a RPG of Harry Potter where you can go and you're in Hogwarts. You're learning your magic, but there's always some evil afoot. So and you're a part of it now. You're a main character. You can finally be that Hufflepuff or Gryffindor or whatever fucking house you affiliate with.
Yeah,
Wish I
but
was
but why
Gryffindor.
would you want to be a Hufflepuff though?
I am a Hufflepuff. Apparently,
Are you really?
I am.
Wow.
I was so disappointed because I was like, I want to be Gryffindor. Those are the heroes. I'm like, no, you're Hufflepuff. Everyone likes Hufflepuffs. I'm like, what?
It's funny because I am a Gryffindor.
You son of a bitch. I don't know the thing you stole from me. That means you're main character and I'm side character. Oh well.
Yeah. I mean, look at the bright
That
side.
means I die. Yeah, I'm the one to die. Fuck. Speaking of death, I will say this: I'm still excited for this game, and I know you are especially excited. Resident Evil 8.
Yes, I'm very excited for Resident Evil 8.
I'll say this: it doesn't seem like there was much anything new.
Yeah, like there really wasn't anything going on, but I kind of don't mind that because I want to go ahead and go in blind. I don't want it all the surprises to be come out and we know
Hmm.
all about this.
Like all you need to know is Chris Redfield's there, and everyone's making the Chris Redfield's Claire Redfield joke.
Yeah, and then Chris shot Mia, so we don't know what's going on there.
Hmm. So I mean, it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the animation they put into like the storybook, the storytelling thing. It's like a all little storybook, like the mother and the daughter. And that was pretty cool. But it's nothing really new. It's basically what I expect from these new Resident Evil kind of games.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, here's one that I really want to talk about because I'm very concerned, and I'm actually gonna say this right now. I don't even know launch wise would I get it, but it's a Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. I've said this before. I love Devil May Cry 5. It was an awesome game. Oh god, the moment where Nero gets his arm back. No spoilers, but fuck it, it's been a while. But essentially, the big difference is that you can finally play one of the characters. You can finally play Virgil, who is Nero's dad, and basically the dude with the samurai sword. Um, so what you can so what makes this different than the actual game, or is this just like, hey, here's Devil May Cry 5, the way you know and love it, and you can just play the same stuff over again, but now as Virgil. Here you go. Or is there anything actual into it?
Yeah, and then the enhanced stuff like ray tracing and reflections and
Hmm.
other high technical stuff.
Okay, so they upscaled the graphics for it. Okay.
Yeah, and they added like a new mode where thanks to the power of PS5 and Xbox Series X,
Hmm.
they'll be able to add on like a huge horde of enemies all around.
Ooh, okay. I will say this. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy this game, but at the same time, I'll give. That's why I'm gonna give Xbox the heads up, the win for that is because you could easily just download the update for this, the DLC for it, and if Xbox does their smart delivery for this game, then I don't have to. In reality, I don't have to buy the new special edition. I can just wait for that to be upgraded,
Yeah,
which I think is a lot better of a deal for me. Sadly, PlayStation doesn't have that smart delivery.
I mean, kind of. They don't have a name for it. They just allow publishers or whatever to give
Mm,
people the option or not.
yeah, but don't get me wrong. The game looks great. It still looks great.
Hmm.
It looks a lot of fun, and I'm excited to play Virgil. He's always been like one of the really fun characters to play, like teleport slash and all that kind of cool stuff. And I think one of the big games that also got announced was also Five Nights at Freddy, which is I think this is their first console launch.
I think so. Yeah, I can't recall another
I'm
FNAF
surprised that
game.
game is still going.
Yeah, I mean it has its fan base. You know, people are obsessed with the whole lore behind the story. You know, like the Bite of '87, the Purple Guy. You know, the Spring Trap, all that kind of weird stuff. And as I mean, I'm not as interested as doing a FNAF series, but I'm just quite impressed how far it went. I mean, now there's like a full like game, something like that now on consoles.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the creator Scott Coffin, he kind of deserves it. He worked hard
I mean,
to
yeah,
make
I
it.
think it did. I think for all of the games before the new one that just got announced, I think he did all of that himself. I don't think he had anyone helping him.
Yeah, he deserves the this is a big moment for him. I just mostly watch the game theory videos for the for Five Nights, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, he has a good underdog story too. Like he started a Kickstarter for the game, got absolutely nothing from it, yet he still said, "Screw it, I'll make it anyway."
I'll make it anyway, and it was one of the biggest games that come out
Yeah,
still. And the next game that we got ourselves to talk about, I think, well, basically they just showed more gameplay for Demon Souls, and what else is there to say? Then it looks amazing.
like I couldn't believe it. I mean, everything we see here, it's something like you want to watch like a I don't know like a trailer at E3, and then you'll see the captions below that says like not actual gameplay, but that's legit actual gameplay for Demon Souls.
Yep, and it looked great, to be honest.
Uh, Yeah,
I mean, there's like I said, there's nothing to say. Demon Souls looks fucking great.
like I just can't wait to get my hands on it. Like it just looks amazing.
Yeah, and it's the original Dark Souls, so get ready for a lot of difficult playthroughs.
Hmm. Like that was the From Software game that started it all.
hmm And most of these games are coming out either this year or sometime in the future.
Yeah,
Because they also just announced, and we said this earlier, God of War Ragnarok, which came out of nowhere, and we're all like, "What? God of War, the sequel, that great game?" And we got the title, and we know that's coming out in 2021. Really hyped for that. Let's see how that game comes out. But you know, onto the big news that we mentioned earlier, the price tag. PlayStation 5 is gonna the base one is releasing for $500 US, 499. The all digital edition is coming for 399, or basically $400. And the release date for it is on November 12th. For what countries again?
let's see. Let's see. North America, Europe, Japan, I think Korea. Uh,
Mexico is on there.
yeah, Mexico was on there. Canada. Let's see. I can't remember it all, but I think New Zealand too, and Australia.
hmm
Yeah, then and then like a few days later, the whole world will get it.
hmm Yeah, it was a very interesting announcement. But before we talk about the price tag, overall, Daniel, what were your thoughts on this announcement, this little PS5 event? What did you think of it?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. We got to see, we got to see a lot more games. See like how crazy the graphics could be. I mean, I was again going back to Demon Souls. It just blew me away how amazing it looked. Like throughout the whole trailer, I mean, like all the bosses, the designs, and everything. It just looks insane.
hmm
And it answered my biggest question, and that was you know, the price tag. I kind of wish we could have gotten more in depth, like maybe see what the user interface would look like the moment you start up your PS5 and
hmm
a little bit more. But overall, I still think it was a great showing.
Yeah, no, I 100%. I agree with you on the games. It was I like the games they showed. Most of the time, most of the games for me were just like, oh look, oh that's cool, oh that's cool, that's cool. Every once in a while, I got the big what moment, like like I said earlier, 16, Dark Soul, Demon Souls. It's gonna be hard for me to remember, but those kind of games, really caught my eye and made me go like, whoa, and stuff. Like that's a game I would be down to play at launch or whatever. But I felt like it was lacking in some areas. They just say, "Here's the game, here's the game, here's the game." They don't really like sit down and talk about, you know, the PS5 and what it could do and what to expect from it, the inner workings of it. I agree with you with that statement. Um, Honestly, for me, I feel like this is just to back at Xbox for announcing their price tag early, and because Xbox they're just like screw it, tweet it out. That's the price tag, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. And Xbox was like, and sorry, PS5 was like, all right, we gotta get our heads out of our asses. Here is all these cool games that are going to be coming out. Also, here's the price tag that you get waiting on. You know where you stand on that situation. Well, we'll see. You know, but okay, we spent like a real good amount of minute. We spent like 15 minutes talking about the games, which is great. And now let's talk about the price. So I'll say this, Daniel. I was right.
Yeah,
I told you these were going to be the prices, and I was right. I knew. So if any of you guys no, sometimes we stream live on Twitch around 8 o'clock on Saturdays, Saturday night chill night. That and we talked about this, you and me,
yeah, we
and
talked about it.
I said, PS5 will most likely either be more than $500 or $500. Has to be one of two. They want to meet price with the Xbox. The all digital, because I don't know the specs. I can only see it going for $100 less because it looks basically like the same model with the
Yeah,
same workings. And I was right. $400.
yeah, like we guessed it right. Like we knew Sony they weren't gonna put 600 on that tag. Then
Hell no.
yeah, they would just repeat the whole thing again with PS3 when it first launched. And I don't we knew that they couldn't afford to go maybe even lower than Xbox Series X either. So it was most likely it was going to be the same price as the Series X. And we were also right saying that it was just going to be $100 cheaper because I don't know what Microsoft is doing with the or what weird powers or magic they're doing to make it like $299. But yeah, there was no way they were ever going to beat Microsoft in the digital format of the game consoles.
Yeah, because like I said this before, we don't really know the big difference between the PS5, base PS5 and the all digital version. We don't know. We don't. There's really no difference with the Series X and the Series S. There's at least a significant difference. Like, yeah, design wise, yeah, of course, but also the Series S is not going to run fully 4K. It's going to run at least 1440p, right?
Yeah, I think it's going for 1440p.
Yeah, it is. Okay, now I remember now. And it can kind of mimic 4K. So it's not as powerful, but it'll get the job done, and it's cheap enough for you to if you don't have the ability to go full for full 4K and all the other extra stuff. But that's why I'm saying that's why when we were talking about it, I knew that it had to be at least $400. It couldn't have been 300. And then one of my base examples was they look the same. All they did was just take out the disc
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, like
I'm looking at the image right now of a PS5 and the PS5 digital edition. They are the same height, and all it is just they took out an extra curve.
yeah, like that's pretty much how it was. Cause
Mm-hmm.
yeah, cause like we see like Xbox, they makes like a couple of sacrifices to make it smaller and cheaper, and with PlayStation, they look like they wanted to keep everything in all together. So all they did was just remove the drive.
And granted, the Xbox is doing good because it's a cheap model,
Mm-hmm.
not in like cheap bad, but it's a good price for a model.
Like it's affordable. Like it's easy for anyone to access to.
Affordable. Yeah, And if you're not that big into gaming, but you still like to play occasionally, you probably would go for something like that.
Yeah, like it's a perfect like media device. It plays Xbox games. You can get on Netflix, HBO Max, whatever. I mean, it is the perfect media device.
And it's perfect for that. And not to say that PS5 being the digital edition being $400 isn't bad either. I feel like if you can afford that too, you're fine.
Like it's completely fine. It's just the difference is that Microsoft they just made it more accessible by having a lower price point.
Boy, I can buy myself a Switch and a a Series S, and I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both the same price, which is like I didn't notice until someone told me, "You do know they're the same price, dude, right?" Like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, the Switch and Series S is the same price.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think I think for one, these are reasonable prices for both of them
Mm-hmm.
for Xbox and PlayStation. Specifically, since we're talking about PlayStation, I think this makes the most sense. $500 for the base one with disc, $400 for the digital. I feel like that makes sense because there really isn't that much of a difference, and you would probably sell it for a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's successful or not, we'll have to wait and see. Now, Daniel, you were the one that was able to buy a PlayStation 5. Did you get the digital or did you get the full disc version?
I went all the way, man. Like full disc.
Full disc. Oh, all right. I'm not gonna deny it. If once the opportunity arises, I will be trying to get the disc version because I still like to hold a disc in my hand. Don't get me wrong. I've been buying digital games right now, but I'm like, I miss holding the disc.
Yeah.
It's the feel of it. But times they be changing, so it's only a matter of time. But
Mm-hmm.
it's great pricing. It's great pricing.
Yeah.
Um, I know some people are gonna be like, $400 for the digital. Come on, I thought it'd be cheaper. I mean, we don't know the big difference. We know Xbox could do a big difference for it, so it
Yeah.
only makes sense for them to be that kind of price.
Yeah.
Now, Daniel, we're gonna be talking about the pre-order situation because we all want to know when we can pre-order this because we all know it comes out on the 12th. When can we pre-order? Xbox announced that we can pre-order it on the 22nd
Mm-hmm.
of this month of September
Yeah.
of the year 2020, aka the worst year we ever had. But um, we were wondering about the pre-orders, and I think Jeff Keighley was talking to one of the representatives, and they said that we'll let you guys know. And that was literally today, right?
Well, it was supposed to be today, but actually happened right after the presentation ended yesterday.
And can you elaborate on that for us?
All right, so basically they announced the price, they announced the release date. We we don't have any information on when pre-order starts. Uh, I think eventually later people found out from Twitter. PlayStation tweeted out saying that pre-orders will start early tomorrow, depending on whenever you retailers will open their stuff. And so it's like, okay, cool. So uh, I guess retailers they didn't knew about this, or they just went against what Sony said, so they just went ahead and opened it as soon as it ended. And then let's see, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, GameStop, they opened their pre-orders and it sold out very quickly.
In hours, less
Mhm.
than hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And the weird thing is, PlayStation has notified a lot of their fans that by just placing your PSN account when you pre-order the PS5, that you'll be able to get it. Well, not you'll be getting the notification about it earlier than most, and you'll have the access to pre-order it earlier than most.
Hmm.
And and you're probably wondering, well, why are we talking about the pre-order? That sounds great. Here's the thing: came out of nowhere. A lot of people miss out on the opportunity, and also this also means bad communication between the retailers and PlayStation. Someone fucked up, and now not many people have a PlayStation or the ability to get that PlayStation because the pre-orders were not done in a very, you know, organized way. Also, remember when I said about the PlayStation owners getting an advantage? That didn't happen. I don't have a PlayStation. I could have gotten it before Daniel, who has a PlayStation. I would have screwed over Daniel, but I didn't because I thought, because this is what happened. I was looking at Twitter and I saw like all these people that I follow be like, "Yo, guess what? I just got my PlayStation 5 order. It's in the it's gonna come in when it comes in." I'm like, "Oh, so these are the guys that got the PSN account, so they're gonna be getting it earlier." And then I'm hearing, "Oh man, this is crazy. They're getting sold out fast." And I'm like, "Man, they must have a limited quantity for those PSN owners or whatever." But it wasn't until like later today, I mean earlier today, that I found out that no, none of the PSN owners are getting that notification. This is just like the Wild Wild West. You get it, you get it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? And I'm finding out a day late, and I'm trying to look up, and I'm already like seeing. I'm sorry, but the PS5 is not available. I'm like, what the fuck? You guys said it was gonna be today, July 7th, September 17th. I was ready. And apparently I didn't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's my fuck up. But I didn't think it would go down like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Daniel, you can tell us yourself. You told me that you had a hard time trying to find that PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so like how it happens that I finally got off from work like after 6 o'clock. I called my nearest GameStop, to know what the protocol is. It's like, okay, are you accepting cash or just strictly card? We're gonna be able to form a line, or do we need to stay in our cars? The employee just straight up told me that we're sold out, and I was like, excuse me? Say, yeah, we're sold out. And it's like, I thought it doesn't start till tomorrow. I said, yeah, we know that Sony. They tweeted out saying it's tomorrow, but we just started today for some reason. Yeah, it's like, wow. And so basically, I spent like the rest of the night, staying up trying to find a retailer that sells or still accept their pre-orders. Luckily, Target was opened, and I placed my pre-order online, and I just secured it.
Yeah, and just it's been going on. I think it's still going on today. Or did they just stop, doing the pre-orders today? Did they?
As it, I know Walmart, for example, they announced they stopped taking pre-orders, and they're gonna have an exact time and day when they're gonna go ahead and let people pre-order again. But yeah, as of right now, some websites are still off and then on again, then off and on again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's become really like hard and tough. Heck, you know what's being funny? I'll say this, just a little side tangent. Xbox took a little jab at them for fucking up their pre-order stuff.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can look it up real quick. I had it here somewhere. That essentially, they're promising, hey, don't worry, guys, you'll be able to get your Xbox Series X. And I like how they they did a little meme there
Yeah.
for it. So here it is. It says, they tweeted out pre-orders are starting on September 22nd. Worldwide launch in 36 countries, November 10th. Basically, PlayStation 5 is only releasing to a couple countries
Mm-hmm.
for their launch day, and then more another day. And the hype is basically, Daniel, I want you to say this with me now, but the hype is over 9,000. And I was like, I like that. And also, they also tweeted this out. P.S. Don't worry, we'll let you know the exact time pre-orders start for you soon, and not just like out of nowhere like PlayStation. Which that was a fun jab, but no, it's it going. But in a serious note, Sony be fucking up, dude.
Yeah, like that was again. I don't know if it's Sony's fault for not informing the retailers not to start pre-orders until today,
Mm-hmm.
or it was retailers, going ahead and doing it anyway against what Sony told them or anything like that. But either way, there's like some poor communication going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that that's the case, but you as a company, and even the retailers have to, they have to be the ones to communicate well. And not only, and the thing also forgot to mention, it's not only these other like obvious locations. Hey, PlayStation's like own website isn't allowing pre-orders right now, or they're even sold out. Their own website, who shouldn't have allowed pre-orders to go out that day, that tells you something.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some kind of fuckery going around.
Yeah.
I apologize for the word, but it's I find it baffling. Like how's this gonna happen? And it already puts me into worry about people whose order would just place and whether or not they'll be able to get it. Because if 'cause sometimes I like to my mind goes haywire a bit and just likes to go further down that dark path. But
Yeah.
for this one is like I don't know. Maybe Daniel might not get his PlayStation 5. Knock on wood.
Hey, hey, guess what?
What?
I got the PS5.
You son of a bitch. No, but like it puts a little worry in my mind. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna go ahead and get it. But it's if your base is having an issue getting their product, that's something you guys need to handle like real quick. Also, I just can I be honest? It feels weird that like pre-order start tomorrow. I'm like, are you sure you want to start tomorrow? That's like hella early. At least with like Xbox, they're like, okay, guys, here's the thing. Here's a pre-order. Just relax. Just take your time off. Save your money. Be ready for that day. We'll wait for you guys.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, tomorrow. You're getting it tomorrow. Pre-order tomorrow. If you're not fast enough, then fuck off. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. My paycheck doesn't come in until like literally the end of this week. Come on, guys. And
Yeah.
and now that already screws over some people. But it's Sony being weird, man. It's Sony being weird. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I don't know, cause like I never really pre-ordered consoles before. Like I think the very first one I ever did was for the Nintendo Switch, and that was like the day after their presentations. I was able to get in line early and pre-order my thing. So I can't really say much, but I do understand. Like especially now with the pandemic, you don't want people going rushing to stores and stuff all together
Mm-hmm.
because we need to practice social distancing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So like
exactly. Especially considering the situation we're in right now.
yeah, and so especially with online, because people they do create bots to go ahead and purchase as many things as they need. Because just
Have you seen the eBay prices?
I have not no.
They're double than their actual worth.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw something similar happen too. Nvidia, I think I think it was 1080. I don't remember. I'm not. I'm not. I'm a PC owner, but I don't know much about like the PC parts. But so yeah, I'm gonna get stunned for that. But anyway, so
Yeah.
basically, they had like this like video card or something like that, and people were on their computers waiting, to go ahead pre-order and get the newest version of the video card. Then people with the bots that are scalpers and everything, it just literally for a second, it all sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And going back to Switch,
but yeah,
dude. When I got my Switch, it was weeks later than the release date because it was hard to find.
mm-hmm.
Like I had to like make a deal with, I had to like sign my name, not in blood. I didn't give away my soul yet, but essentially, I had to basically give them the money for like, hey, I want this Switch. And this guy's like, yeah, we're gonna sell you a Switch with with an extra memory card and two games. I think it was I don't think it was Breath of the Wild wasn't a launch game, was it?
It was a launch game.
Okay, it was probably Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8. And I was like, sweet. And then it came to my house, and I was like, oh, here we go. Time to play some Mario. Time to play some Legend of Zelda. And like, it was fun. But that was like the first time I had to essentially pre-order because apparently they weren't allowed to, bring in the whole shipment. They kind of had to like give it in increments.
Yeah.
So it's like if you didn't get there fast enough, here you go. And that was pre-pandemic. That was way before pandemic. So considering how the situation is now, how is how everyone's gonna go digital? Everyone's gonna try to buy it digitally, man. You have to be fast with that shit. Because if you're not, chances are the site will crash, and that happened to a lot of people apparently.
Yeah, like I never would have thought I ever see GameStop seeing their website crash again since the Amiibo incident.
Ooh, now that was a thing.
Yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
like
no, they crashed. Target crashed, and if it didn't crash, and you were just one click away from heading to checkout, it's gone.
yeah,
It's gone.
like
I'm
it was
sorry, Kevin. You're not getting your PlayStation tonight.
yeah, like
Damn it.
the yeah, it was so severe that GameStop it was thinking it was going it I think it was suffering through a DDoS attack, thinking that every one of us were bots. So if you were trying to get to GameStop online, it would think you're a bot and it would ban you.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, there's some screenshots online that says like we have suspicions to believe this is a malice attack, so you're banned.
Mm, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
this like for a lot of people, it's like, oh man, you just gotta be quick. Thing is, you gotta think about PlayStation. PlayStation is, for one, they're the most popular console right now.
mhm,
Everyone wants a PlayStation.
yeah,
Me, an Xbox slash Switch owner, wants a PS5 because I want to play Spider Man, man. I missed out on that. Let me play Spider Man.
I mean,
Also, I'm
just
pretty
play
sure
go
I have enough.
Marvel, dude.
Yeah, it's all right, but I'm still not getting Spider Man.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy my Xbox, and I'm obviously still gonna go ahead and proceed to getting that Series X. But there's a reason for me to also get the PlayStation, and don't worry about the Switch. That's for my Mario and Breath of the Wild games. I mean, Legend of Zelda. I will be getting that Hyrule Warriors game. That shit look nice. And tomorrow is the 3D All Star. Hell yes. Mario Sunshine was one of my favorites. I'm gonna be playing that. Fuck you if you didn't think it was good.
I have no problem with it. I just think Galaxy is better.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying Sunshine had a deep place in the heart. Anyways, this was really, chaotic for a lot of the PlayStation fans. That's where we're getting a lot of the issues. One of the big guys I follow, who's like a content creator on YouTube, was like continuously tweeting, "I can't find it anywhere." And funny enough, he was like, "Looks like I'm gonna have to buy an Xbox with the image of sad Will Smith." And I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, so you've turned tides." He eventually found one, and I was like, "Damn it!" But it's a thing.
yeah.
If
It's a serious issue when even like content creators they're having issues finding it too because usually you would have like big supporters like for example maybe like Icarus, he's a big PlayStation fan, but if even a person like him is having troubles trying to find a PS5 to pre-order, then that's a big issue.
yeah, when you're big guys, when like usually, and sometimes these content creators get shit like 2 weeks early at best. If they can't get it, then what the hell? Because that tells you it was a free for all. And if you weren't fast enough, or you weren't in the loop fast enough, you're missing out.
Hmm.
Like I said, I thought that all these people that were peering it yesterday, the day of the event, were people who were like, had their PSN accounts, so they're like, hey, we're getting it early, you guys can't get it and stuff, which already I have an issue with. First of all, because like I feel it's kind of dumb to relegate your fan base that way. Anyways, I thought that's what it was. So I was like, I don't know, I'll wait for tomorrow. I'll be fine.
Yeah,
Today's the day, and I'm like, well, fuck, I can't find the game at all. I can't find the PlayStation 5 at all. I have to wait a while to pre-order it. Hopefully not around the same time I pre-order the Series X, because then it's gonna be really questionable for my bank account.
yeah.
But anyways, it's really really a big mishap for Sony, and they're still allowing pre-orders, right? We said that.
Let's see. I mean, some pre-orders are still going on. It just flashes. We have it. It's out. We have it. It's out. And I know Walmart, they announced that they stopped taking pre-orders, and they're gonna have a set time and day when they'll be able to start accepting more again.
But what I'm saying is, like, PlayStation themselves have said, don't take pre-orders anymore, or they're just letting it go still.
Let's see. That I'm not sure. At this point, I think Sony is just letting them do what they do.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a tough one. That's, ugh. I mean, it's kind of a sad day for PlayStation. Who's when they started off so great, Hey, here's Final Fantasy 16, God of War 2, Spider Man, Miles Morales, and I already said Dark Souls, Demon Souls, right?
Demon Souls, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we got all these great games, guys. By the way, here's the price tag, which you've always been wanting. Pre-orders tomorrow, and then everything just starts crumbling down, and just you know, I don't want to say the bigger they are, the harder they fall, because that doesn't equate to the situation. That
Hmm.
heavy is the head that wears the crown, as they say. But I think PlayStation 5 itself looks like a great console. A lot of great games coming out for that. But their handlement of the situation is really piss poor, and it really just makes me like not. I'm not saying I'm not excited for it, but more like I said earlier, it puts into question how they're going to handle the release date. Because we said earlier, there's currently current events. You know how they are, pandemic and all that stuff. We don't know if we're going to be able to get those. How we're going to get those things. Everyone wants to go for the buy them digital. By digital, I mean ordering off of Amazon. But
Yeah.
and are we able to have all supplies? You guys say we are, but I don't know.
I mean, that's another crazy thing too. Like, I remember some guy on Twitter. He was asking like random GameStop stores, and they were only accepting very little pre-orders as well. I think it was like 12 to 14 each store, and only like maybe two, and only about like two of them were just digital only. So if people really wants to go ahead and get that digital only version of the PS5, then
There you
they're gonna
go.
even have a harder time.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Okay. So they're doing the increment thing like they did for the Switch.
I I think so. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Well, that's what we hope it is.
Yeah. I mean, for what Sony is saying, they're saying there are going to be more PS5s available at launch than the PS3 was than at launch, or was it PS4? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, like, they're trying to have as many PS5s available as at launch as much as they can.
Mm-hmm. But again, we got to remember there's a certain thing going on right now that could really halt production.
Mm-hmm.
So we will know and wait until we see. Because this is a weird time to release new consoles. Either way, for whether it be PlayStation or Xbox, because Xbox, whether or not they have the certain amount, when that I'm guessing when that day comes, I'm probably gonna say this right now. When the pre-orders launch, there's not gonna be as much crashes. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one PlayStation fan who got real mad that they didn't get their PlayStation because pre-orders all sold out. Like, you know what? To say screw you to Sony, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that Xbox.
I mean, it,
Pretty funny.
it can happen. Like, crazy stuff happened at these launches. I still remember. Yeah, I think for PS3, someone shot another guy because he got the last one.
Ooh. So why can we just get along?
Yeah, so it can get very psychotic. So I'm kind of glad that everything's being ordered online this time.
Yeah.
Even though I would have loved waiting outside at midnight.
Oh yeah, no, those are always fun, especially for games. But yeah, all in all, I think the announcement was fine. The games were great. It just their handling of that pre-order was really where they dropped the ball.
Yeah,
And
like, I mean, I get they want to
Xbox.
go ahead and beat Xbox, to the pre-orders, have all their bases get the consoles they want before Xbox does. But it's done in such a last minute manner that something like this just happened.
Mm-hmm. And you can't, and like I said, you can't really blame. You don't know who to blame for either be Sony or
Yeah, like
the
we have
people.
no idea who we can fault on this. So I guess be mad at everyone, but we don't want to. We want to know like why this happened.
Mm-hmm. Because don't get me wrong, I get it. You want to beat your competitor, but you got to make sure you plan that shit out real well. Don't get me wrong. If it was supposed to be today, at the time of this recording, you know, that would have been fine. I don't think anyone would have been upset about that. But your handling is real up to question. It would have been better if you did the pre-orders a day before Xbox. That would have been a nice way to get at them.
And yeah, at least you're like giving people a fair amount of time, to get ready and stuff.
Either before or after, one of those two. That makes much more sense. But, hopefully, by the time Xbox does their pre-orders, it's a lot better. They say they'll try to do it a lot better, but we'll wait and see. And
Yeah.
again, I'm pretty sure they're not going to have any crashes anytime soon. Listen, all I'm saying is that there weren't that many people that bought an Xbox last gen. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be that many people buying for this gen. Then again, they could still probably get the Series S because that's a cheap, good console.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like
always
it's like a
looking
little
forward to
phone.
see. I'm always looking forward to see like an Xbox launch because we get interesting stories out of them. Like I remember there was like this one sole Korean Xbox fan, and he was literally the only one in line to get an Xbox One, and he's been there for like maybe like 2 weeks,
Just one kid from Seoul.
and it was just him by himself. Like there was no one else like lining up, so he was there by himself, waiting to be the first Korean to get the Xbox One.
I don't know. That's sad or like commendable.
I mean,
I think it's kind of both.
I can't really fault him for that because, like, one, I'm the kind of person that would get up 5 in the morning to wait outside of a store just to get something he wants. I've done it plenty of times, more than I can honestly admit. But yeah, if I knew I was literally the only person online, then I don't know why I would. But I'll give the guy credit though. He shows
I got
commitment.
one. I got one for the One X. Um, they were only allowing like say 5 people in to get the Xbox. This is a week or two after launch, and they're giving out papers. They're like, "Hey, here you go. Just show us this paper saying that you were online." And immediately, I was like one of the last ones to get it. And immediately after that, a little kid and his dad showed up trying to get the Xbox, and we had to tell him, "Sorry, man. You know, you just happened to be late." And like you see, like the kid going like putting his head down, all sad, and you're like, "Oh man, that poor kid." It. I would have. Don't get me wrong. Part of me was like, "Give him your ticket." But the rational side of me was like, "Fuck no, don't do that. You know how long you waited for this? Don't do that." But hopefully that kid got it or he got a PlayStation. But good on that. Good on that kid to convince his dad to get. Actually, good on that dad to show how he was willing to get up early to get his son that Xbox.
Yeah.
Good on him. You're right. There's always some interesting stories going around. You know, or the early launch lineups. I still remember the Kingdom Hearts 3 one. That one was funny. But, Sony. Hopefully, you guys get your shit together before the launch. Hopefully, I'm able to get one before launch, and hopefully, Xbox is not. And I pretty much doubt it will. Hopefully, the Xbox does not have the same issue as Sony when it came to this. What do you think, Daniel?
I mean, uh, we've seen the mistakes. Microsoft has seen them. We're hoping they can learn what not to do when it comes to pre-orders, and hopefully they can do even better now they see what could have happened. And to all those who's going to go and pre-order the new Xbox Series X or Series S, I wish you good luck. It's a next-gen console, and there's gonna be awesome next gen games coming.
Let me ask you this: which were the ones that were selling out faster? The PS5 digital or the base disc one, or was it just like whatever
If
you can get?
if I would have to guess, I would say maybe the digital, because from what I'm seeing, there's far less digital versions than there is than the regular version. So
Really?
yeah, like I said before with the GameStop, it's the person on Twitter calling different GameStops to see how many they had. They say like at most they had like maybe 2 or 3 digital versions available to pre-order, and then just the whole majority is just the one with the disc.
So essentially, the disc ones are selling out faster than the digital ones.
Like uh, that's true, but I'm saying like maybe the digital one more because there's just far less.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Do you think that's going to happen with the Xbox?
Uh, I don't think so. Like maybe we'll see a little bit more with a pre-order. Like maybe in stores they'll go up to maybe 50. Maybe we'll have like maybe 10 or 20 at least for the Series S.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think there'll be a far more availability for the Series S because with a low price point for that digital version, I'm pretty sure they want to make sure they have enough.
Mhm. No, I agree with you. Personally, I think that's where majority of the big really the big console war is going to be at more. It's going to be focusing on those two digital versions of
Hmm.
the consoles, and whether or not just because Xbox is a bit cheaper doesn't mean that you there won't be selling out or at least making profit
Yeah,
out of it because $300 that's that's a good price.
yeah, and if you're paying only like let's say again for Game Pass, and then maybe a year subscription for Xbox Gold, I mean you're almost paying nothing for games for every year or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, and then it's just the fact that it's just a really good console, and if you're just a person who's not who likes the game but isn't that crazy into gaming, you're not willing to go get like a 4K TV monitor or whatever. You don't have like a fucking game room or something.
Or maybe
I
you're
think
just
that
strictly digital.
you just strictly digital. But we'll see how this goes. A lot more. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot more stuff that we can talk about. But we're just taking the PlayStation 5. We could have talked about the fact that games are probably going to be going for 70 now.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, I can hear the big oof around the world because of that.
I mean, you don't know how hard it was to see that Demon Souls was $70.
Yeah, I can imagine. I feel even worse for the EA Sports fans because apparently wasn't there one that would cost like $150?
Yeah, so it's kind of a little weird. Like so,
What was
like
the two?
bas-
It was NBA 2K, right? No, it was the other one.
so basically, from what I'm hearing, is that 2K and EA Sports games they're now going to be $70. And if you want to go ahead, I think this is just with 2K though. But if you want to go ahead and get a PS5 copy of the game, you have to go get like the ultimate edition of the whatever current 2K game we're at right now.
Yeah, because they all have Kobe on it. R.I.P. Kobe. I miss you every day. Even though I wasn't that big of a Lakers fan, but it's either way. This is a weird time for gaming. And a lot of stuff are changing. Um, current events are being really weird for us, but also sometimes these companies fuck up. Sometimes the retailers fuck up, and we'll wait and see how it turns out for Xbox. I mean, next week, by the time of this recording, we got Tokyo Game Show. How is that going to roll around?
Well, it is all digital now. I think they're going with like a Nintendo Direct similar thing where everything's pre-recorded and they have trailers ready to show during the presentations. But yeah, it's all completely digital.
Yeah, we might do an episode on that too. Listen, the other thing I'm looking forward to is if they ever announce a certain game that me and Dan will be really crazy for if they announce it, aka Marvel vs. Capcom 2 anniversary. Hopefully, highly doubt it, but hopefully. Daniel's like, it's not gonna
Like it's not. I wanted to though.
happen. We all want it. Listen, they were gonna do something big at Evo, but apparently that is no longer a thing for obvious reasons. Then we we're pretty much coming to the end of this. I think we talked about all we can, and we can just wrap it up here. So, guys, thank you for checking us out. Thank you for listening to us. If you want to go see what else we're up to, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, and we have a Facebook at the Geek Centurions. If you go to our Instagram page, you'll be able to find a link tree that leads you to all of our all the podcasting sites, or mainly just the big two that we're mostly found on, so like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, and the usual other stuff. I say Apple, Google, Pandora, Spotify. That's what I was freaking. I always forget those two. But those are the ones you can always find us on. Everyone check us out and give us a listen to. Also, we do have a Twitch. We try to do every Saturday, whenever we feel like it, whenever we have the energy to. But most of us either have school, work, or just plain tired on the weekends. But we always try to bring you guys very fun discussions. And we also have a YouTube where you can see our beautiful faces for all you audio listeners out there. And sometimes our jokes land a lot more better because you can actually see us doing some stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. There were some times where like, damn it, this looks so much fun for people who are watching us on YouTube. I feel bad for the other listeners, but you can always check us out on YouTube where you can comment, like, and subscribe to us. And just let us know how we're doing and if there's anything better we can do.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit the little bell there.
Yeah, please. Yeah, the bell helps you out a lot, apparently. And we also have a Patreon where you can donate to us and help us out in any sort of way that can make all this stuff better than it can be. And yeah, that's about it. So it's been fun. Hopefully one of us will be able to get the PlayStation. Me and anyone who's taken to listen to us. If you're going for the Xbox, good on you. Good on you. Good luck to you too. I support every console except for Stadia.
Yep. Just remember, it's not about the consoles; it's about the games.
About the games. And yeah, that's about it. So it's been your good old pal. One of these two, I don't know.
That's it.
Weird.
All right. Well, this has been your boy Daniel, and
This has been your boy Eli. We are the Geek Centurions, and I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.